What's going on? It's William. Really quick video for you, a few minutes only, about how to get to the root of your issue. So whether you go quiet around people, maybe certain people you're not able to express yourself as well. You might be hanging out with a group of people and you still feel like alone, even though there's all these people around you because you can't express yourself. A lot of times that will happen. Maybe you are just have a presentation that you're really stressed about. You have to go in front of a bunch of people and you're worried that you're going to get up on stage, your mind's going to go blank, everyone's going to look at you weird, they're going to see right through you. This video is going to help you get to the root of the issue, which is only one part of the equation. So just like in therapy, like people will go to therapy for years, nothing will change because they'll know a lot about their problem, but they still won't actually solve it because there's one half knowing the problem, the other half is actually processing the emotion behind it. So for example, if someone came up to you and punched you in the face, you might get really mad. And even though you know why you're mad, it doesn't make you any less mad. So same thing with this a lot of times is just knowing your problem won't always help. Sometimes when you actually confront that problem, actually realize what it is, that will bring up a lot of emotions and sometimes those will kind of naturally process because it'll just be so much at once that you will just process it at least a little bit. So either way, it's really good. So my favorite way of doing this is actually just going into why you secretly want this thing to be there in the first place. So let's say you go quiet around people or let's go with that. You go quiet around people, you have social anxiety, you ask yourself, why do you secretly want to go quiet around people? And before we get into that also, I want to note that there's a lot of different ways to do this, and many of them will go into the same, like you will find the same like root problem. You will figure out the same issue that you have from doing this, but you only need one. You don't have to do all the different methods. It comes down to the same conclusion anyway. So my favorite way to do this, why do you secretly want to be quiet? And then you'll feel, so why do I secretly want to be quiet? Maybe if I don't make myself be quiet all the time, I'll start saying something stupid. I'll act all loud and embarrass myself. Okay? And what if I act all loud and embarrass myself? Then I'll be in a, it doesn't even have to necessarily make sense, but like this one is actually one I had in my past, so I'm kind of it's part of one I had in my past. So okay, it's gonna be embarrassing. I'm gonna say embarrassing stuff. What's so bad about that? Like what's the big deal? Because I'm not always going to be able to do that. So if I just start acting all not quiet, then there's still gonna be times where I am quiet, and they're gonna see that me being loud and stuff was all a front. It was all me being fake. And underneath, I'm actually weak. So boom, that one's huge. And what if they see me be weak? What if they see my weakness? They see how quiet I actually am. Then boom, another layer. So it brings you into another layer. What if they see me be weak? And for me, I had the same little part going on. And when I asked myself that, it was kind of like a flashback a little bit. And I already knew how to process emotion, so I processed it pretty quickly. And it was like me like growing up, like never wanting to seem weak and stuff. So that came up when I asked myself that question, and maybe there's something even below that. But when something comes up like an emotion or you get like a flashback, or like it might not even be like, your brain might not even be able to like, it might not even be like a real memory necessarily, but it's like almost like a memory and it's there, and then you feel the emotions. Process that, and maybe there's something under there still. Like I'm not perfect yet, but I have removed basically 90% of my social anxiety. I have really good relationships now, so that's how I do it. I basically just keep, why do I secretly want this, and then I kind of keep breaking it down, going deeper. You don't want to stay on the surface level. Like why is that so bad? Because they'll reject me. What's so bad if they reject you? Because like it means I get rejected. See how that's just me like going in a loop. You want to see what's the deeper layer below it, and just sit with it as well. Like I like to actually write it down on a piece of paper on my computer, and then sit with it. And I can usually always tune into what's true. Like I know like that's true about myself. And sometimes you'll write out the question like, why do I secretly want it? And you'll tell yourself a lie so you don't have to confront it. Like I don't know. Like you'll tell yourself you don't know the answer because you subconsciously are trying to stay away from the truth. You can't handle the truth about yourself. So just keep yourself honest, keep yourself accountable, and once you bring up once you get to the core of it, you might also want to keep digging because you need to get to the perfect answer. And if that's happening, that's one thing to let go of on itself. But I would just say get to a certain point and then just stop. Get to a couple layers deep and then just stop right there if you're having that kind of issue. Just go as deep as you can go. If you can't figure it out and you're certain it's not just your mind tricking you, then it's probably you needing to find the answer so bad. And so if you just stop without having the answer so bad, that's going to trigger a lot in you as well. So basically whatever comes up is what you need almost, other than when the mind's tricking you, it's not giving you information and you're just letting it be like, yeah, I don't know. You always know the answer. It's literally you. You know everything about yourself. So don't let it tell you otherwise. And once you get there, you actually learn to feel into the emotion. I have another video on that, or I'll be making one that gives you a little bit of a breakdown. If you want my personal help on how to get to the root of these issues and actually learn to process them so you can attract better relationships without worrying what you're going to say, worrying that they're going to see through you, sabotaging it in some way, even just going quiet with people can be a way of sabotaging it. So if you want my help with that personally, you can check me out on Instagram, send me a DM, ChillboFlow, or you'll see a link in the description as well. And yeah, that's all I got for you. Let me know what you think in the comments.